focal point moldings to any room in your home can enhance and add value to your living space. The easy-to-use Quick Clips system makes installing focal points molding a simple and satisfying experience. Best of all, using Quick Clips leaves the surface of the molding clear of any nail or screw holes. As you can see, Focal Point's large profile moldings and decorative corner blocks fit any decorative style, from classical to modern and eclectic. Choosing the right molding for your home is a simple task if you use the following rules. A room with ceilings 9 feet tall or higher are best suited for large profile crowns 4 inches or greater. Smaller rooms will look best with a smaller profile, 3 inches or less. Installing a crown that is too large for the room will give the impression of a lower ceiling. Safety glasses are the best protection when it comes to preparing and installing focal point crowns. Because you'll be working with sharp tools, you should wear a short sleeve or snug-fitting clothing and solid shoes without open toes. Next, remember to make sure you have a good solid step ladder rated for the user's weight. Never climb a ladder while carrying anything awkward, such as a long piece of molding. Lean the molding against the ladder or wall, then climb the ladder to the desired height and then pick up the molding. In some cases, as with really long lengths, enlist the assistance of another person to help. Focal point crowns are so easy to install. You will need these standard tools to get the job done. Tape measure, a 9-volt or better drill driver with magnetic Phillips head bit, a pencil, a 6-inch or larger plastic builder square, a hand saw or back band saw, power miter saw if available, a 1/8-inch drill bit, 1 5/8-inch No. 6 sheetrock screws, PL Premium Polyurethane Construction Adhesive, paintable caulk, caulk gun, paint and brushes, 2 sawhorses, and clamps. Now you're ready to plan your molding installation. Using your tape measure, extend it from one wall to the other. If, like in our case, the room has a base molding, you'll need to raise the tape above the base molding in order to get a more accurate dimension. You may need to extend the tape past the wall and bend it over, rolling it into the corner. This measurement is not critical since we will be adding 1 foot to it. To assure that you buy the proper amount of molding, draw a simple floor plan and add the dimension for each wall you intend to apply a crown. The best rule of thumb we can give the do-it-yourselfer is to write down the measurements from your plan, adding 1 more foot for errors or miscalculations. Nothing is more frustrating than arriving home without all the molding you'll need. Since focal point moldings are sold in 8-foot lengths, you'll need to calculate the proper number of pieces for walls that will need more than 1 length. Remember, add another foot just to allow for errors. Whether you have wood floors or carpeting, you'll want to protect the floor. A disposable plastic tarp or drop cloth will save you the agony of removing stains from carpet or floor. Set up at least 2 sawhorses 5 to 6 feet away from each other. Lay your lengths of molding across the horses with a little space between each piece. Focal point moldings come already pre-primed with a high-quality smooth primer. All you need to do is paint them. The quickest method of painting focal point molding is with a trim roller or spray gun. However, the more heavily detailed pieces may require the use of a quality paintbrush in order to get down inside the crevices. Focal point crown moldings can be painted with any indoor or outdoor latex paint. Do not paint focal point moldings with a lacquer-based paint. Focal point moldings are made up of polyurethane and may be damaged by lacquer or solvents. Remember to also paint the corner and connector blocks before you begin your installation. Pre-painting the molding and blocks makes installation even easier and a lot less messy. Pre-drill a 3/16" hole in the tabs on all the corner and connector blocks before you install them. This will make setting the screws in the wall a lot easier. Focal point corner and connector blocks are one of the keys to easy installation. These blocks allow the installer to put up crowns without making complicated compound mitered corners. Place all inside corners up where the wall meets the ceiling, with the tabs against the walls. Using your drill driver with magnetic bit, set the 2-inch screws through the holes you pre-drilled and into the wall. Be gentle not to drive the screws too deep, as this may damage the tabs on the blocks. Do the same with the outside blocks if you have outward-facing corners in your room. The connector block allows the user to run molding along a stretch of wall, evenly spacing one or more and filling in between with crown molding. Determine the number of connector blocks you want to use along a wall. Divide the overall wall length by the number of connector blocks you're using and mark that on the wall. Measure the connector block width, divide in half, and make another mark on the wall on either side of your original dimension. Install the connector block between the two marks. Focal point quick clips should be spaced every 8 to 12 inches. You'll need approximately 1 bag of clips for each 8-foot piece of molding. Measure between blocks and lightly mark the wall every 8 to 12 inches. There is no need to find wall studs because the clips will attach to the ceiling header board. Slide the clip up the wall over one of your marks, the longer tab with hole facing down. Push it firmly against where the wall meets the ceiling. Hold the clip with one hand and drive a 1 5/8" number 6 sheetrock screw through the hole and into the wall. Do not over-tighten the screw, for it may misshape the clip. Install a quick clip on top of each of the marks along the wall. After installing each clip, make a light tick mark or use a piece of masking tape 2 inches below the clip to help determine its position. You will use this later when tapping the crowns in place. Next, measure between the blocks and write down the dimension on a piece of paper. Measure twice to avoid errors. Follow the rule, measure twice, cut once. Transfer the measurements from the wall between the blocks, add 1/16 inch for every 4 feet and mark it on the molding. For ease of cutting, clamp the molding on your work surface so it won't move while sawing. Using your 6-inch plastic builder square and handsaw, miter box, or power miter saw, cut the molding on your tick mark at 90 degrees. Applying a small amount of polyurethane adhesive 3 to 5 inches from the ends on the back side of your molding will ensure that your crowns will stay put in the future. When installing focal point moldings, as with any type of molding, be careful and always exercise safety. Once again, make sure that adhesive is applied on the bedding edge of the molding before the crown is set in place. Start at one end. Align the grooves on the back of the crown with the barbs on the quick clips. Press the molding directly onto the clips. It may be necessary to bend or bow the remaining end, creating an arc so the product can snap into place. With a firm tapping motion, set the crown in place using the soft bottom part of your fist on both the top and bottom of the molding. Be sure to tap directly over the area where the clips are located. If any adhesive squeezes out during the installation, wipe it clean before it dries. Squeeze a bead of caulk along the seam, following it up with your finger, running it along the seam to help to evenly distribute the caulk, leaving an even solid fill. With a damp cloth, wipe away any excess caulk. This same method can be used to fill any joints where the molding meets the corner or connector blocks. In many cases, caulking the seams may not be entirely necessary since the focal point installation method often conforms to many inconsistencies in walls and ceilings. When the caulk is dry, simply go over those areas with the same paint used on the crowns, walls, and ceilings. You're now done installing Focal Point's amazingly easy Quick Clips crown moldings. Now step back and admire your handiwork, feeling confident that you did it yourself with a few tools, a short amount of time, and the industry's easiest crown molding system.